Hi everyone. I wanted to share this morning a little different thought that's been on my mind, and you'll notice that there is no Fun to Know with Carol icon up here or over here. Not that this isn't good to know, but it doesn't fall into that fun to know category. But it is something that I wanted to share with you because I've been feeling compelled, and I've learned over the years that if I feel compelled to share something, I'd better follow through with it. And that is, I was starting to feel my heart being a little hardened to all of the things that have been going on in the world. This past week or so, more COVID deaths, Afghanistan and refugees, floods in Haiti, floods in the Northeast, spouses of friends dying, friendships breaking up, just everything. And I found myself kind of taking those things and shuffling them off to the side and saying, I don't want to think about it. It's somebody else's issue. Not really having a compassionate heart towards them. And so as I thought about it, the compelling for me was to raise my own empathy. Now, empathy is one of those qualities that we like to think that we have, and you certainly can grow your empathy. I used to coach people who on a personality assessment, emotional intelligence assessment, and one of the qualities was empathy. And so on the one hand, on the one end of the spectrum, we want to have high empathy. On the other hand, though, just as an example, I was coaching a man who was the head of a nonprofit in Africa, and his empathy score was really quite low. And I questioned him about it, and we talked about it quite a bit. And what I came to realize was that was his coping mechanism, that if he had taken in all of the trauma that was going on around him, it would have just devastated him. Now, sometimes I think, and I hope this isn't too teachy for you, but sometimes I think we kind of head towards that end of the spectrum, thinking, I just won't take it in and then it won't affect me. When really we need to, if we're going to have a compassionate and soft heart, which is truly a strength, we need to move towards the other end of the spectrum and raise that empathy. What that does for us is gives us hope when we feel as though we are taking in and feeling what someone else feels, and also then being able to do something about it. So what I mean by that is it's a little bit of reaction versus response. And if you're familiar with Stephen Covey, you've heard this before, but we have no control over our reactions to things. If somebody jumps out of the closet at me, I'm going to be afraid. That's a reaction. Now, how I respond to that, do I turn around and scream at the person? Do I cower in fear? Do I haul off and slug them? What is going to be my response? That's just a stupid example, but it's the same with those things that are causing us to feel hopeless. Feeling hopeless can be just a reaction to everything that's kind of piling on at the current time. But we don't have to stay there. We can turn that reaction into a response and be more proactive about it. So maybe it's not, flying off someplace to help someone, but maybe it's getting involved in a little different way. Maybe it's taking on the sadness of someone else temporarily to help them out and to feel what they're feeling so that you can be more compassionate. So that's just been on my heart, and wanting to feel as though I'm not hardening my heart to those things that are happening in the world, but that I'm actually trying to keep it soft and keep it responsive rather than reactive to what's going on around me. The Fun to Know with Carol channel always ends with, I do appreciate you, and then also the I love you hand. And you might think, oh, she doesn't even know me. How can she appreciate you? Well, we can appreciate one another even without knowing one another. I do appreciate you because, not for what you can do to me or for me by watching my channel, but simply because you are a human being and you deserve appreciation. The same with love. I can love you even though I may not know you, simply because you are deserving of love. And that is truly the case. It's good to know your purpose in life. I happen to think that a purpose in life is not just to have fun or to feather our nests. It's a nice byproduct, but it's not the purpose we're here on earth for. I believe that my purpose, one of the ones that I've discovered over the years, is to be a calming and joyful presence in the world. And that's part of the reason why I started Fun to Know with Carol. I want to contribute to that joyful presence in the world. But just know that your purpose is to have hope and not to despair with what's going on in the world. If you are the one or two people that happens to need this today, I hope you will take it in and just know that I do appreciate you. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.